it takes repetition. So you've got to keep doing it with the feelings and, noticing how funny it is and all that over and over, because every time you think of it and you have those feelings, you're establishing the. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's lovely to have you here. Welcome to the free group session that I do each Wednesday. And if you are not sure what we're doing, visit our website, theremmertmethod.com, for more information or watch our other YouTube videos. Hello, welcome back. It's lovely to see you.
Hi.
Hey, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Very good, thank you. So, what would you like help with today?
This person that I feel annoyed by,
Mm-hmm. Okay. What is it specifically about this person that annoys you?
they just do like certain things that a lot of things that annoy me.
Okay. The things that they do that annoy you, is it anything physical? Like, do they touch you physically, like push you or anything like that? Or
No,
is it words more?
it's like words and like gestures almost.
Gestures. Okay, very good. All right. And thank you for this question, because this applies to so many people. I think most of us have experienced people who are annoying or difficult or in varying ways. And this piece of information that I'm going to share with you is the most empowering way I know to deal with people like that. All right. So, the first piece of this is recognizing that unless someone is physically touching us or pushing us or, throwing something at us or whatever, our experience of someone else, whether it's something they're saying or doing or not doing, all of that is happens inside us. So, in other words, as we look at someone, as they are either doing gestures, like you say, or they're saying words, those gestures and words are not inside us. They can't physically affect us. However, we are physically affected by it. And the way that we're physically affected by it is that as our brain registers what they're doing or what they're saying, our own brain produces the chemicals that create those feelings of annoyance or frustration or fear or whatever's there, right? Anger. And so while we can't change someone else, unfortunately, we can't make them do or not do things. We can ask them, of course, but if they don't want to, if they refuse to, we can't physically make them do anything. But what we can do is we can change our own inner experience of that person. In other words, we can make our own brain produce different chemicals so that we are not affected by them. Does that make sense for you so far?
Yeah.
Okay. And so, what I want to start by asking you is, how would it feel if that person didn't stop what they're doing? Because unfortunately, we can't make them stop, but you felt differently about it. In other words, it didn't bother you and you were kind of, well, whatever. How would that feel for you?
Good.
Yeah.
hmm
And good. Okay. And would it feel empowering?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because one of the things that is particularly empowering is when we're able to look at someone, hear them, watch them, whatever they're doing, and treat it as if it's TV. And it's like, whatever. It takes their power over us away completely,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So, let's see if you were to think about when this person does something or says something to you, what happens inside you, first of all?
I
If
get
you were to, you get mad?
that.
Yeah. Okay. And when you get mad, I know you said gestures and words, but what is it about the gestures and words that makes you mad? So, like, what does it mean to you that they are saying this thing or doing this thing?
Like they'll gesture towards me like to hold on, like as if something is like way more important than me, or they'll listen to like people that are not talking to them and then tell the person, which is me, that if she'll tell me to hold on, but I'm the one actually talking to her. But she's trying to
Ah,
listen to other people's conversations.
okay, very good. And so it feels like the person is either not hearing you or that you're not important or that they are being disrespectful, something like that.
Yeah, or like sometimes they'll ignore me.
They'll ignore you completely. Okay, very good. And so where we want to get you to is where you feel powerful and secure in yourself, and it doesn't matter to you whether they are ignoring you or not. How does that sound?
Good.
Okay, very good. So let's imagine you're in that place, you're in that position. And do you remember what we did the last time with Stitch and your Labradoodle, whose name I can't remember right now? What was his name again?
Caramel.
Caramel, that's right. Good name. All right. So we're going to do something similar. And I want you to tell me who's your favorite character, like a hero type character, like you'd say Spider-Man or somebody from Harry Potter, or
Maybe
who's your favorite?
maybe Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, good choice. Okay, good. Now, if you had Spider-Man with you and he was your friend and he was kind of with you all the time, what would that be like with this other person? They ignored you. What would it matter to you?
Not too much.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's find out because it's okay if it does. We're just kind of looking for stuff here now. So it'll matter not too much, but a little bit. So let's say you've got Spider-Man standing next to you and you speak to this person or you ask them something or you're talking to them and they ignore you. If Spider-Man is with you, what's about this person that is important that they pay attention to you, even though you've got Spider-Man with you?
I don't know. I think I would just walk away with Spider-Man.
Yes, yes. Good job. Okay. So that would be that option. And now I want to ask you, so as you think of this person ignoring you, that feeling of being ignored when you're trying to say something or you're in the middle of speaking to them, as you remember that feeling now, you can remember it now?
Mm-hmm.
Good. And does it remind you of anything else or anyone else?
No.
Okay, so it's only this person that you have that feeling with, that
Mhm.
experience
Yeah.
with. Okay, very good. And now I want to ask you if that person was not well in the head. So, like I don't know, something, they're not quite well in the head. There's something weird about them.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to imagine that that's the reason, or they're deaf, they can't hear you.
Mm-hmm.
And so the reason they're ignoring you, or the reason they appear to be ignoring you, is either they're not well in the head or they can't hear you for some reason. How would that feel to you?
I wouldn't be mad.
You wouldn't be mad. Yes, exactly. So it's the meaning of it that is giving you that feeling of being mad,
Mm-hmm.
right? That reaction. So the great news is that the unconscious part of your brain that triggers the chemicals that make you feel mad, that part of your brain can't tell the difference between reality and imagination. So if you were to pretend that that person was deaf or not well in the head, that there's something wrong with them, while you consciously will know that's not the case, the unconscious part of your brain, which is the part of you that's making you mad, won't know that that's not true. Does
Mm-hmm.
that make sense?
Yeah.
Good. So that's what we want to aim for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we want to use the imagination to get there. So let's pretend you're going to see this person. The next time you're going to see this person and you're going to be talking to them and they're going to ignore you. If they really were deaf or not well in the head, what would your reaction be? What would you do in that moment?
Maybe tap them or walk away.
Okay, very good. And so let's try each of those. So if you were to tap them, what do you think their reaction would be?
they would look back, or they would
Good.
put their hand out to say, hold on.
Okay. And how would that feel?
They put their hand out, annoying.
Okay. Good job. They put their hand out, and that means you're not important, or
Like, I understand it if she was talking to someone that like was talking to her, but I don't get it if people that weren't talking to her she was listening to and then said hold on to.
Mhm. Yes, yes. Okay. So let me ask you this as well as part of this detective work is why do you think she does that? Like, what do you think is her reason for doing that? What's she trying to accomplish?
She just wants to listen to other people's conversations.
Hmm.
Yeah, like she's nosy.
She's nosy. Okay. And what's wrong with being nosy?
It's annoying in a case when I'm trying to talk to her.
Sure. Yeah. And so I completely get that. And, most of us feel that way. So it is natural as well. But to make sure that you have your power, what would happen if like you're pretending she's not well or that she's, not listening? In other words, you are telling your brain, the unconscious part of your brain, that it's because she's not well in the head, not because she's nosy.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then if you were to tap her and she put her hand up, what would happen if you said to her, I need to speak to you right now, if you do, or you walked away, but not with feeling angry, just like my whatever.
Mm, how would I feel?
Mm-hmm.
Better.
Better, good. How would you think she would react to that? What do you think she would do if you did that?
Maybe keep saying to hold on, or she'll just like come, like she'll just like listen.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Unless it's like something that you have to tell her, like it's important, I would expect her to do that in the first instance. So as you go to speak to her, if you are, one of the things that creates a lot of suffering inside us and creates a lot of anger and frustration inside us is that we're expecting something that's not going to happen. In other words, we're expecting a person who is rude or, distracted or whatever, we're expecting them to behave differently. And then
Mm-hmm.
we get frustrated and angry when they don't. But once you recognize, okay, this person, that's just the way they are. That's what they do. And so I'm going to predict that they're going to behave like that. And I know what I'm going to do if they do. I don't know if you've ever played chess or any sort of game like that, a strategy game.
I have, but I kind of forgot to play it.
Okay. Well, the point I want to make, I'm terrible at it, but the point I want to make with it is that when you're doing something like playing chess or any other kind of strategy game where you're playing against an opponent, the key is to think ahead and go, if they do that, then I'm going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So if my opponent makes that move, okay, then I know I'm going to make that move. And that's, of course, how you get good at a game like that. Now, we can do that same sort of thing with people, especially someone who, like this person, is so predictable,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's fortunate in that you know what she's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So you can then think ahead. You can be a move or two ahead of her and go, okay, I'm planning this now. I'm going to try and speak to her, and she will be listening to someone else. And then I'm going to do whatever you're going to do. I'm going to walk away, or I'm going to, say, catch you later, or whatever it is. So you're putting the power in your own hands and you are predicting what she'll do and you have a plan. Does
Mm-hmm.
that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And the key to that is going to be being able to control your own brain and body chemistry so that you don't feel angry.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's easier to take action, strategic action. And the same goes for if you're playing chess or anything else. It's easier to be strategic when you're not emotional, right? When you're not emotionally worried, upset, angry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's get you to that point. Let's do this before you are with that person.
Mm-hmm.
Picture that person in your head right now. Can you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, as you look at that person, I want you to imagine them with blue hair. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Good. And now make their hair very spiky all over. Can you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Very good. Can you put a red nose on them?
Yeah.
Good. And now can you put a mustache under the nose?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you've got this person in front of you. They've got blue spiky hair, a red nose, and a mustache.
Mm-hmm.
How do they look?
Funny.
Very good. Good job. Imagine them in a funny outfit, like funny clothes.
Mm-hmm.
You got that?
Mm-hmm.
Good. All right. Now, come away from that, and I want you to give your caramel a hug. Imagine giving caramel a hug,
Mm-hmm.
and remember how much you love him.
Mm-hmm.
How's caramel feeling at the moment, anyway?
Good.
Good. Very good. And how about Stitch?
Good too.
Good. So that's all going very well. All right. So now I want you to go back to that person with their blue spiky hair, the red nose, the mustache, and the funny outfit. You
Mm-hmm.
got that?
Yeah.
Good. And how do you feel when you look at them like that?
Mm, it's funny. Like,
It is funny. Yeah.
mhm,
Good job. Good job. So now I want you to keep thinking of them. Okay. Between now and whenever you're going to see them next, keep thinking of that image of them. All right. And you can even make them do things. You can make them dance or do anything you like. Okay. So this is all your imagination. So you can do anything you like, but make it funny as possible, and keep doing that until you see them next. Okay. So that the next time you see them, you've got that feeling, that funny feeling, as opposed to what you were feeling before the anger. Does that make sense?
kind of.
Okay. And then the other thing I want to say is, I don't know if you've ever seen this like in a cartoon or anything, but a hearing horn, like a ear horn thing. Like if somebody can't hear very well and they put that kind of horn thing next to their ear to try and hear. Have
Mhm.
you seen that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want you to imagine that she's got that. And whenever she's listening to other people, it's with this big horn,
Mhm.
with her blue spiky hair and the red nose and the mustache, and she's listening as hard as she can to the other people. You got that?
Yeah.
Very good. So that is the new structure of who this person is for you, to you,
Mhm.
and practice it. Keep thinking of that moment in time. Keep thinking of that image of her with her horn, and that's how she goes about, so that whenever you come into contact with her again, you've got that image in your head and you're not expecting her to listen to you. In
Mhm.
fact, you're surprised if she listens to you because she's got to put her horn down.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Good.
Very good. Good job, Noah. So, as you imagine now, you're going to see her again whenever you're going to see her. How do you feel now as you think about how you'll handle it?
I feel better
Good
as and not as mad.
job. Very good, Noah. And so then now one of the things to bear in mind is that this kind of thing that we've done here, just like what we did with Caramel and Stitch, it takes repetition. So you've got to keep doing it with the feelings and, noticing how funny it is and all that over and over, because every time you think of it, and you have those feelings, you're establishing the neural networks in your brain to make it stronger. Just like if you have to learn like the times table or something, you have to repeat it over and over so that your brain establishes it. So this is the same. So the more you're able to do it, and every time you think of her, see that scene. You could even draw it if you like. If you could draw with the colors, with the blue and the red and all of that, with the ear thing, to help make it to help establish it.
Yeah.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And so do you have any questions about this or any concerns still?
No.
Okay, good job. So do you feel confident moving forward now for the moment? And then of course, you can always come back if you need more help with it.
I feel confident. Thank you.
You're very welcome. No, I'm so proud of you, sweetheart. Good job.
Thank you.
And it was lovely to see you again.
You
You're
too.
welcome.
Okay.
You're welcome, love.